Hi guys, I'm Becca Otis from Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Van.
And I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And welcome to Wheel Talk.
All right. Hello. We're live.
Hello, we're live for the second time this week.
Brought to you by Ryan and Becca.
Uh,
Yes, we're back.
by Ryan Durbin making us do it.
We're trying to get ahead.
Mwah.
It eases my worry.
Ugh. Why am I surrounded by so many people that worry so much? One of my bosses, he's maybe my favorite boss that I've ever had. And he is, every time you mention something, he's like, oh, right. And he's like so pessimistic. Like he sounds super pessimistic, but he's not. But also he like cannot hide his facial expressions at all. And being in a meeting with him is the funniest thing ever. It's fantastic.
I didn't get a tone from what the way he answered that though, because I don't know the context. It sounds like maybe he's saying, "Oh right, I forgot about that, so I need to prioritize doing something there." That's what I get from that. But is it "oh right" as in something else?
Okay, I'll try to do an example.
Sorry, I have to
Um,
ask follow-up questions, but
yeah, it's fine. Like, hey, do we need to do whatever today? Yeah, we probably should.
mm,
Like
okay.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's just like not excited about everything, but that's not, he's just like the way he talks. And it's
Okay.
great. But it makes me feel like I'm not alone. You know what I'm saying?
I could see
Like,
that. I mean, I definitely can relate to that because I already
yeah,
have
like,
plans of what I need to get done, and when something else comes up, I'm like, "Oh, that's right. Okay, I probably need to consider that as well. Okay, is
yeah.
it
And
priority enough
like
to do it now or not? You know."
when a boss is way too cheerful about things, you're like, could you just get down to reality, please? And let's just talk about what we actually have to do
Exactly.
and
Yeah. What
why the
needs to
fuck we
happen?
have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about what needs to happen now.
Yeah. Yeah. I love him. He's great.
That's their job to think about the strategic things, the long-term things on their own
Yeah.
time. You know, you don't
Yep.
pay me enough to consider these questions.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Also, today, I'm just going to go into how my week was because I know that question's coming. We all know that question's coming. And I figured I'd start this week and then you can start next week. Um, Mostly because I wanted to tell you that somebody today, um, somebody, a newer kid, he's young, accidentally spilt a forklift full of books. And it was
Oh,
like
books.
wire bound books.
Oh,
And I was like in perfect eyesight and I watched it all go down.
oh. Speedball
And
sells
I was,
books? I didn't know that.
yeah, Speedball is a paper company. It has a paper company, a whole
Oh,
paper
okay.
company.
Okay.
It's called Bienfin. Bienfang? It's
Okay.
German. Um, yeah, and they own their own mill. Who would have thought?
Wow.
I think. They bought the paper company
It
out
could have
from
been worse.
somebody.
I thought you were gonna say some liquid, like a whole pallet of some liquid formula.
No, no, it was books. Yeah, you're right. It could have been way worse. No, it was books, and it was like right before break, and I was like really far away, and we work production, so our numbers matter, and so like as somebody not in that department going and helping would not have been like kosher per se,
Hmm.
but there was only one person helping him like pick it up because everybody was trying to get their production rates and then break happened and I walked over there to help him. And right when I walked over there, I was like, this one time I worked at a gallery and I dropped this sculpture of this boat that was a $6,000 sculpture and I broke it. And like me and this other guy was just telling him all these things that we've done that have like caused turmoil.
Did he seem like he was pretty beaten up about it?
No, not that bad, but like he's a quiet guy and he was like, I just don't know what went wrong. Like it was wrapped. Like it was wrapped in plastic, but it just went. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, these books are fucking slippery, bro. Like, it's not your
Mm-hmm.
fault. Like,
Yeah, those
yeah,
forklifts are pretty sensitive, right? Because it's got to be the angle, so it's actually angled back toward the machine, and you've got to be
yeah,
far enough under it that you're. I've seen some people mess with some of that stuff, and I'm like, ooh, if you don't do that just right, that shit's gonna fall. Or I think I've seen it at
yeah.
Queen City Clay when they're lifting pallets of clay
Hmm.
down from the top and they're moving it and just putting it on the loading dock. I've seen it like fall over maybe 20
Yeah, it's
boxes or something.
fucking, yeah. And like, I was talking to the guy that is in charge of the shipping, and he was like, if you don't do it right, it's like a domino effect. Like, if the
Yeah.
shelves aren't right,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you've seen those videos like on Instagram
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
the domino effect of shelves just dropping, and he's like, it's awful. It's awful.
Yeah.
So
There was one I saw a few days ago that was a shipping container. It was a big ship that had the big cargo,
that
like 18
happened
wheeler
last
containers.
week.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that actually happened last week, or was
Yeah,
that just
that
okay?
happened in Long Beach. It fell into the ocean.
Okay, yeah, that's like, ooh,
Yeah, that's
shit.
fucking tough, man.
Don't want that to happen.
I don't ever
That's
want to
why
be
the
a
train
forklift
that's why the
driver.
training of being able to operate a forklift properly and all that stuff is really important because people can get really hurt from that.
So the forklift we have at the warehouse doesn't have brakes, and the guy that runs it, his name's his name's Doug. I call him Dougal. And he at his job, he like is a forklift operator, but I don't know if he's ever been like actually certified, but he's like the best forklift operator I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've never I feel like you'd like doing that. Do you ever want to operate a forklift? Learn how to do
Okay,
that?
I don't want the responsibility, but I would enjoy it. I do
I feel
think.
like you would like it.
I like driving, you know?
Yeah.
And I like the guy, I feel like the best forklift operator we have at work is he's like so proficient. And it's really impressive. If you just watch him,
Mm-hmm.
he like zips around corners and like does, it's really cool. Yeah. But I told them, I was like, listen, I'm a short time gigger here, so like teaching me the forklift, like it's kind of a waste of money. So I wouldn't, you know. So
Maybe you want it in your next profession. Maybe you're gonna need to know how to operate a forklift and you're gonna come in with experience knowing how to do a
maybe,
forklift and it's gonna be like, you know what? That's a good skill to have. I don't know.
yeah. I kind of want to like when I leave, like be able to come back and do like part-time, which would be fun. Uh,
Part-time forklift operator.
I could be a part-time forklift operator.
You're the on-call forklift operator.
Yes. Oh, also, I have another announcement that I haven't announced, and it'll be much later since anyway, I have a new cat. His name's Timmy. He looks identical to Tammy.
Timmy and
Ex
Tammy. He's way
Timmy and
smaller,
Tammy.
but
He's way smaller and he's younger. He's much younger. But also, he has a black nose and Tammy has like a pink nose. So that's
hmm.
the easiest way to tell the difference. And Timmy has a little bit more white on his shoulders. So those are my news. That's my news. And
Did Timmy fall
also,
into your lap or did you seek out Timmy?
I definitely seeked him out.
Okay, because the other cats historically that you've gotten,
They fall.
they've kind
Yeah.
of become your cat.
Yeah. And also somebody was like Lloyd 3.0 and I was like, no. Timmy is 100% cat. He's scared of everything. He literally when he sees me, he runs away. Um he only snuggles when he wants to.
I mean, I
And
feel like yeah, you can't get a cat with the intention of I want them to snuggle me. Like they gotta come to you. They gotta come to you.
well, that's actually kind of why I was like, okay, I'll do this one. Because he does snuggle where Tammy doesn't. Tammy's getting better at it, but it's not his cup of tea. But yeah, he's a completely different cat than Tammy is, and I actually kind of like that. I was saying yesterday that Tammy is my cat and Timmy is Tammy's cat. So,
Tammy's your cat and Timmy is Tammy's cat.
yeah, Tammy needed a cat.
And Dottie?
Dottie's a statue.
Dottie's a statue. You need to, did
Dottie
you add Timmy to your Instagram profile?
didn't.
Okay. I was waiting to see that when it was when it
Well,
was
that's
when it
because
was
you care about
Instagram
that
official.
stuff. I I don't think Tammy was Instagram official until I was like, "Oh yeah, I have a profile." I forgot about that.
You're gonna reach your character limit at some point.
Yeah, and somebody was like, "You're gonna have 5 cats next year," and I was like, "No, no, 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 I will not. I will have two because It's because Dottie will die and
And
Timmy and
since you said
Tammy
that, Dottie is gonna spite
live
you and
forever."
stay around.
Literally, all she's here for is food. That's it. I don't see her
I
during the
mean,
day.
they don't need much. Food, place to sleep, nap,
Yeah, but
whatever.
I cannot. I think she's got to be miserable. She has to be miserable. Like, I feel bad for her existence right now.
Wouldn't she leave if she was miserable?
I don't know if she could find the road. She's so fucking dumb. I and like she's to the point it's almost like she's got dementia. Okay?
Maybe she does.
She might. Because I'll like call her and she doesn't even look at me. Maybe she's deaf.
I was gonna say, didn't we talk about her being deaf or blind in the past? We weren't sure.
Yeah, we didn't know for sure, but like she's hit both of the cats. I mean, she's alive enough to beat up the cats. So there's that.
She can defend herself. I mean, she
Yeah,
stuck
she can
around
at
this
least
long,
defend
so
herself.
yeah, that's
Not
good.
only can she defend herself, but Tammy is scared shitless of her. So
Mm.
I feel like that's a win just in itself.
Fearing the elders.
Yep. And Timmy's not, but that's just because he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Nice. Timmy, Tammy, Dottie.
Timmy, Tammy, Dotty. Yep.
All right, that's the
So
news.
that's the news. What's your news? You got any news?
My news. We didn't really talk. Did we talk that much at the beginning of last show? I don't. I told you about my show that I had, right? They ended early
I
for
don't think
rain.
we've talked about the fact that you've had 3 of the most successful shows ever in the
I feel like we
last.
did. We talked about two of them.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about the last one. That was the
Mm,
one your wife texted me and was like,
yeah. So I
in
was
the
look.
middle of the show, Rachel texted me and was like, God damn it.
She's
She's
never
like,
been to that show with me. That was the third year I'd done it, and she'd never
yeah.
gone with me to Penrod
And
and Indy, and it's a great show for one day.
yeah, and she texted me, she's like, he's about to have a record show and he doesn't know it, but I do.
She was asking me how much I thought I was selling because I think last year I was around 4,500 or something like that. She's like, "Where do you think you're at?" And I'm like, "Because you're asking me this, you obviously know that I'm pretty much like getting
So
closer
yeah.
past what I did last time." She's like, "What is your best one day show you ever done?" And all this stuff. I was like, "Well, it was this show last year, I think, which was, 4,300 or 4,500, I can't remember." But and I ended up selling close to 6,000 because it's hard to tell in the middle of it how you're doing sometimes, especially when I've got help and I can hand things off. And
Yeah.
but between those three shows, I broke $20,000 in like
Jesus
a month
Christ. I hate you.
in revenue. So it's been busy. I got
If you're just tuning into this, Ryan is what we would like to call a unicorn. Okay. So don't feel bad if you haven't made $20,000 in 3 shows. He's got a lot of time
those
invested in this shit.
yeah, those shows are not those are those are like top 3 shows of the year kind of numbers. Like those
Yeah.
are not I'm not
Those are like
going up.
top three
Oh,
shows
I'm
ever kind of
yeah.
numbers.
Yeah, those are the top three shows I've probably ever done.
This is why we will be getting him a t-shirt for Christmas that says, "The economy doesn't suck. You do."
Yeah, those are not the common. Those are not the standard. Doing 20 shows a year, those are the top of the top. So don't expect that. Oh, he's averaging 5 grand at shows every for 20 shows, 5 grand. That's, $100,000 from shows. No, like that's not the way it works. Is that the right math? I think that's right math.
He's the tops. He's the Tower of Pisa. He's the tops. He's the Mona Lisa.
So I was gonna say the show that I did this past weekend, I it was one of those that I signed up for in the spring because I was worried that I had lower sales the first few shows of the spring. And I was
And
like,
then he
okay,
got
well, I
his
need to prepare for lower sales this year, so I need to pad my calendar with some shows that I wouldn't normally do or I haven't done in the last couple years because I need to make up for it.
right.
So,
And then he had the three best shows he's ever had.
no, no, that those were before. Well, yeah, yeah, those were before it, but yeah, after I signed up for
Yes.
sure. So I had those. I was stressing about making sure I wasn't worried about stock for this show. It was pretty easy. It's a local 1 day show on a Sunday. The last time I did it, I sold like $1,000. So, um, it's a pretty easy local show. It turned out that got set up, started doing the show 3.5 hours in. There was some thunder and lightning and a big storm that was coming through. And they ended up,
Oh,
it was like a 50-50 shot whether it was going to storm and have really bad thunderstorms where we were. And they ended up calling the show and canceling it at 2:30.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You did say this last week.
So I ended up selling 675, but I got extra time at home afterwards. So I was happy about the extra time, and I mean, normally I'm like, oh, I probably could have take or leave that show, but I'm not somebody to like sign up for a show and then cancel and give away the money that I spent for the booth after I've already paid for
God
it. So
forbid.
God forbid. Yeah. So yeah, that kind of worked out. But I was saying the Michigan Pottery Tour is this weekend.
Yeah.
I think I was saying 7 shows in 10 weekends is what I was at this time of year between the Woodland show and the end of I think it's the end of October, the coffee
And who do
festival.
you get to see at the Michiana Pottery Tour? Your boyfriend
I get to see Trevor and I get to see Sarah Anderson and I get to see Jesse Woodworth
and your boyfriend
and maybe hmm somebody else. I don't somebody that makes wall mugs or something
His
like that.
name rhymes with boo.
Karina?
No.
Karina's gonna be there.
Karina rhymes with she's amazing.
Isaac's gonna be there, yes. As long as he makes it. I mean, he did say that they were en route, so I mean, he's not
He
made it
was
the
at
last couple of
the
years. He's been a little busy,
No,
so
he was at the Indiana Dunes like 2 days ago.
yeah,
That's only like an hour away.
yeah. So should be good. I was pleasantly surprised last year with sales there. I was looking at my numbers of what I sold and the items I sold last year to see kind of what I should focus on taking because I was packing the cart yesterday in anticipation and bringing a lot of soda fireworks. So
Yeah.
hoping we sell a handful of those. And it's getting to the coffee festivals in October, and yeah, so
How
we're
does
still
the
in the
weather
thick of it.
look?
But I
Can you
think
ship me a pretzel?
a pretzel. I need to look up figure out what the name of that pretzel place is actually, because
Just
I
ask Jesse. It's
just asked
downtown.
Jesse. Is it Shipshawana or is it in Goshen?
There's one in each.
Okay, I could probably
I
tell
think
you the
it's
name.
like Jeremy's Pretzels or something like that. It's some guy. Classic Amish.
Okay, yeah, I think it's gonna be good weather. It's been raining all week here, but I think it's gonna be in like 70s, 80s, 70, maybe mid 70s, something like that. So
Okay.
should be good. Starting to feel like fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the some people ask me, okay, how far do you go like doing these shows and stuff? This is the furthest show that I do, so this is 4.5 hours from home.
Oh, I thought you meant like towards Christmas. Yeah. Like furthest as far as time-wise traveled.
distance and
Yeah.
all that. Yeah.
And this show is not like about the money. It's more about
The
the
community, the
connection and
invite,
community. Yeah.
you're selling in all with all potters.
Yeah.
I mean, I do sell well there, but it's definitely a different show. It's more intimate.
You
You know,
did sell well there. You don't know this year. You could do
I'm
terrible.
I'm going in confident. Now that Isaac's there, maybe they're gonna get all of Isaac's shit, and then
Probably.
I'm gonna be left destitute trying to get back to Cincinnati with all of my work.
Yep.
I'm not gonna be able to get back. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. We got some good shows ahead of us, so I'm looking forward to this coffee festival. I did the Cincinnati Coffee Festival obviously for a few years. You've joined me for that, but I'm doing the
Mm-hmm.
Columbus one in two weeks next week.
With Deanna?
No, the Columbus one I'm just doing by myself, but Deanna is joining me for the Cincinnati one.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm doing a demo at the Cincinnati one. Actually, that reminds me, I think I need to get my presentation finished. I did like a 45 minute, 30-minute something demo where I do wheel throwing to show people kind of the process and hopefully get some interest for buying stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's new.
Sweet. We're ending the podcast in exactly an hour minus 5 minutes. So, um, first, we should,
But
uh,
first,
but first, we should talk about how awesome Sula is.
ooh, yeah, I did publish my
And,
video. I finally published it.
and you looked absolutely adorable.
Yeah, I think Rachel said you were commenting on the backwards hat and looking like a 90s kid or something.
Yeah, I said that. And she said, I didn't notice I was looking at his biceps.
She did tell me that.
And I was like, hey, I didn't even see his biceps. That makes me a great friend.
Actually got yeah, there was a 90s comment on the last time I showed the walking apron with
Hmm.
the colors and stuff. But yeah, I was showing what was in my Sula bag for soda firing because are a lot of things that I need for making sure that I'm able to clean the shelves and load the kiln with my lamps and
Yeah, and it's not like you're like at home. Like you are, but you are, it's like down the hill, and the hill is steep. The
yeah,
steep
sometimes
is
I
hill.
will need to make sure I have my go-to tool bag for that all those essentials. And I did just get a bunch of thermocouples to replace because one of my thermocouples went out last firing, so I'll
Yeah.
be putting some backup ones in the bag so that I am ready to go for the next time I need to do that. So there's the kitty.
It's Timmy. See the little
Does he,
black nose?
does he meow?
Oh, so much.
Okay. Is it cute or is it just annoying?
Meow, 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 meow. It's
Yep.
like that. When we went for a walk today, he did that. But he's the only cat that will let me hold him for a
Mm,
period of time. So,
that's good. At least for
yeah.
now.
And his black nose makes him look like Charlie Chaplin. So,
Mm.
if
You
I
could probably
didn't have
fit
an edge,
you could probably
oh,
fit him in a Sula bag.
absolutely. If I didn't actually, funny story, I'm
You
doing
should
my
do a
nails right
photo
now.
with him in a Sula.
I know. I'm doing my
Announcing
nails right now. And look, whoops, cat fell off.
nice. That's the
I'm,
windbreaker color, right? The 80s
yeah,
windbreaker kind of
I'm doing my
style.
nails right now, and I have my Sula with all my nail stuff. So,
Sweet.
yeah, I practice what I preach, guys,
I wouldn't think
for
you'd
the
have that
most
much
part.
nail stuff, but I feel like between you and Hope Lemiansky Smith probably has quite a
Yeah,
bit
well,
of she probably has a nail bag too, I would think.
I used to have way more nail polish, and this held all of it. All of it. I used to have way more nail polish, and now I do solid color nail like gels. So they just come in these type of packs. It's a lot more uh it's easier
Hmm.
to I don't know if they're as good. They're probably worse actually, but um Yeah, it's easier to haul around. Anyway, Sula keeps all my brushes nice and fine, and yeah, it's the best, best, best. It's the best.
Sweet.
I also use it at work.
Yeah, I'll probably be needing them for some shows coming up. This one, I don't need my big bag as much because I don't need to take my money box. I don't need to take my bags for like packing bags because they have a central checkout at the Pottery Tour. So that might be a good like on the road travel bag.
Honestly, I feel like
Um,
Sula's would be, I know that we're supposed to say that they're great for pottery, but I think everybody knows they're great for pottery. Um, I think that it would be a really great emergency bag in the back of your car.
mm,
It's a really good size for that. Like if you need like you probably don't need this anymore, but a disposable camera, like the tire checker, the fucking you could probably put small cables in there. You could put a re
put some bungee cords in there. You could put
yeah,
your air compressor,
yep.
maybe a little oh you mentioned the yeah, if you like a blanket or a spare clothes, I don't know. People keep
The
like
space
spare clothes and
blankets,
stuff.
yeah, a space blanket, gloves, hat,
All the
socks,
essentials.
trash bags, all the essentials. Yep.
Yeah, not all of us can be Becca and travel with all of our stuff.
Hey, I have a car now.
You do.
But ironically, I do have a bed in the back of my new car as well. Because I got a mattress from Cheryl and just stuffed it in the back of this car.
Have you used it or you just store it there?
It's a brand new mattress. And,
I'm surprised it fits in
and
there.
yep, yep, sure does. It's like folded up and I'm keeping it for a friend just
Sweet.
in the back of my car.
All right,
Anyway,
so
Sula,
Sula, multi-purpose. Clay tools,
multi
pottery
so many
tools,
purposes.
firing needs, emergency bag,
Work
nail
bag.
nail kit, all the
Yeah,
things.
nail kit, painting, arts and crafts, sewing. I have all my sewing shit in one.
Mm,
Yep.
who knew?
Wow, I did.
We all did. Okay, so Sula.co is the website.
Yep,
SOOLLA dot co. Use code WheelTalk. You'll save some money right now. 15% discount. Andy has told us that is the best discount that's out there for
that's what's
using it
up.
on their website. So go use that. Get yourself a Sula bag. I'm sure you'll find a bag color that you're satisfied with. They've got so many out there. Thanks, Sula, for partnering with us.
If you don't find a color that you like, you don't deserve one. Just saying.
They've even got the collection, like the specialty ones that have multiple colors.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah. And they have bag ties for clay bags and all bags. And they also have
they're
the
good for
needle
your hair
rubbers.
too, if you have the long hair. I've seen
Yep,
people use them to put their hair up.
in a pinch. In a pinch. Yep,
Hmm.
for sure. And they have clothes too. They have like merchandise.
Yeah, the shirts are very smooth.
For reals though, every time I put on that shirt, I'm like, this is the most intense shirt I own.
I was gonna
It's
say
like
it's
the
probably a
highest
pretty
quality
fancy
shirt.
t-shirt for the shirts that you
Oh,
have.
it's like 10 years above the shirts that I have.
Have you cut them yet?
I haven't, but I have a bunch of shirts that I need to get cut.
Okay, I feel like you normally go to if you're gonna be wearing it a lot, you normally cut them to make them more
Well,
comfortable for
to be
you.
honest,
But
wearing the Sula shirt in the summer, because I mostly wear tank tops in the summer, so I haven't really worn it all that much this summer, but I do worry about getting overheated because it's such high quality.
hmm
I'm used to a really breathy shirt.
yeah,
Like,
I'm not quite swaying Becca into the fancy in my level of shirt expectations,
yeah.
but
Yeah, but that's definitely like even
she's
past Ryan's level of
she's
expectations.
appreciating the finer things of the shirt quality. with the Sula
I mean,
shirts.
that's a word. That's a word.
The shirt quality.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So anyway, Sula.co, SOLLA, Sula.co.
Here we go. Okay, do we want to go to Maker of the Moment or do you want to do a quick question, a rapid fire question?
Oh, let's do a rapid fire question. This is new. Can
This
we
is
do a
new.
chat GPT series?
This was not from ChatGPT. This was from Ryan J. Durbin,
No, but this is the
but it sparked a thought process of, hey, what are some quick questions that might be nice
yeah, but this is
to
the
ask?
start. This is like the beginning of the chat GPT series. We're
Sure.
calling it Ask Chat. Ask Chat.
I would ask chat. Ask chat.
No, let's call it Ask Gerald.
Ask Gerald. Who's
Yeah, we're gonna
who's
assume that Chat GPT, Gerald. Gerald Paul Timothy.
okay, we'll see. All right, rapid fire question is let's
I don't
say
know this, by the way. I
no,
don't
I
know
read
this.
this one to you.
Oh, well, I forgot.
Okay. Well, then you get to answer first. This is good. Let's say you had $1,000 to invest in your business this year. What would you use this money for to help your business for the future?
Oh, yes. I would. Well, this is too soon for an ad, but I'd probably start the fund to buy an L&L kiln, one of the 3 cubic feet ones.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd just like, I don't know,
Because some of these
beg.
things, it's like if you've got, if it doesn't quite meet what you need to cover the whole thing.
Yeah, like does $1,000 have to be used like in total? Like, can I add anything to like this is obviously not rapid, but can I add anything to the $1,000 or does it have to be under $1,000?
Mm, let's say you have to use it. Use it or lose it. You have to use it by the end of the year or you lose it.
I think we should do
So,
under 1,000. Use it by the end of the year and it has to be under 1,000.
okay.
Okay. I would, what would I buy? Oh, we should time these. I would buy a,
So you can like parse it out or you can get one
I know,
thing,
but I'm
but
even
I
thinking
don't
that I was like,
know.
would I buy underglazes or would I buy clay or like, would I buy another? You know what? I'd probably buy another test kiln. I'm not gonna lie.
Another one? Really?
Yeah, because it's like right around 1,000.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's a little bit more. So never mind, not a
It's a
test
little
kiln.
more. I mean, you got the LNL for free because they sponsor us and we're partnering, but I mean, you could maybe buy something for that much.
Maybe. Um,
Do you want me to, I know what my answer is. Do you want me to
what's
answer
your
if you want
answer?
to? My answer is I would get more advancer shelves
Oh, that's a great answer.
because I feel like I could get X number of them and get it with under that threshold and be able to decide how many I need. I think that
Hmm.
would be a solid investment that would pay off for the long term. Because
I'd
otherwise, if I bought stuff that I would already be needing in the business, like clay and everything, I'm gonna spend that money anyways. So I feel like this kind of needs to be a little bit of
like an
a little
extra, like something
splurge
you
in a
wouldn't
way.
already buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like restocking on certain materials. Like I feel like that's kind of a meh answer, but I mean,
Hmm.
hey, if that's what you need, because maybe you're always like selling the things to buy the materials so that you can keep going. So maybe buying the stock would be needed for your business for the long term, so you can actually be prepared to not.
I know what I do.
Okay, what's that?
Because I don't have any like I would invest in a really good booth.
A booth. What do you mean by booth? Not just a tent, like a
Not the
setup.
tent. Like I already have the tent. but like good shelves, like good quality shelves, like good looking
Mm.
shelves, or like maybe handmade shelves,
Mm.
like a
You could probably get some good custom made
sign.
shells for $1,000.
Yeah, like a sign, like covering, like table coverings and shit like that. Yeah, I'd invest in a
Ooh,
really good booth setup.
nice.
That's a good answer.
That is a good answer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because a lot of times you're not, you know, you maybe make those decisions when your tent breaks or you lose a
right.
something, but you don't want to be necessarily be reactionary to that necessarily if you can help it. You want it to be a little more strategic with, I'm ready to upgrade to this.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my
So
answer.
that sounds like there would potentially be more shows in your future. It's not
I think so.
if you were to make that decision. So
Well, I do have to do the Catawba Valley show because I already signed up for it. But
is that this year?
next year. But
Oh, that's the one that you visited other potters at during the
mhm.
summer or spring.
That was the one that no, that was the one that I literally got back from Nsika and went to.
Oh, okay. Yes. Damn, it was that long ago.
Yeah. This year has been a wild ride.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like $1,000 is pretty good piece to make an impact. So,
Yeah.
okay. What about a maker of the moment? Are you
Yep.
ready for maker of the moment? We don't have a little spiel for maker of the moment. I feel like we need a little.
Listen, we've got a lot.
If
We
we had
got
more, if we had like cool like audio people that would be like maker of the moment or whatever, and it's like insert here.
we could pay Taylor. Dun, 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 maker of the moment.
You're good. Maker of the moment, little listener question. Hmm.
Um, I feel like we can't do that because I'm not finding that in the episode. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it would definitely
refuse.
be more. It would be more work. It would be more production that would need to happen.
Okay, mine is Isaac Gilmore. Why is it Isaac Gilmore? Oh, I remember why. Okay. I
Are you upgrading Isaacs?
no. Um I like this bio. It says my wife said I needed a bio, so here's what she wrote. Small town Potter, two cats, a gorgeous wife. Um
I like that. That's a good one.
yeah. The reason I started following him is because he was trying to figure out a way to create like tape style lines with, if I remember correctly, he was trying to figure out how to create tape style lines but with wax, and like trying to figure out how to create like some type of wax pen that wouldn't deteriorate while it's going over bisque. And
Hmm.
he had like this whole video about it, and it was really interesting. And then I started looking at the rest of his pots and stuff, and he does a lot of like informational videos, and I really like them. Like they're just really well laid out. Now, to be fair, I found this like a while ago, so I don't remember all the reasons why I chose it, but I do remember that specifically. Like almost every single one of his posts is videos, and they're all like spot on information. So,
Ooh, I'm seeing the wax pen thing. Yeah, there's wax in there, and it kind of looks like one of those kind of like
like
a
the
chalk pencil pen thing that
like the ones that you have
it,
to
to
hit the
push
tip
in.
for the ink to come out. Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I chose him, and like I think it's really cool to think about these type of things, you know? And to like come up with stupid things that you have to They
Well, they're
have
not
to like
stupid. They're definitely like efficiencies and everything. It kind of fits in your.
no, no, I mean, but like stupid things to solve problems, even though they take up way too much time, you know?
Oh.
Like my laundry situation last year.
Mm,
It's
yeah,
important.
hi.
Those
Yeah.
side quests are super important.
Yeah. I wonder where he is located. He's in Greenville, Indiana, Illinois. It looks like Greenville, yeah, Illinois.
You know what? There's too many Greenvilles in this country.
Mudslide Pottery Studio. I wonder if he's the owner of it, it looked like, I think. Owner. Yeah, he's the owner of that studio. So nice. I like he had a post about electric kiln reduction using wood. Whoa.
Yeah. He's got a lot of good information, and I think that we always like a lot of times we post people that like we really love their work, and not only do I like the work, but I don't think it's like extraordinary, you know? It's not like gallery style work, but information is so important, and that's what he's sharing. So,
Hmm. No matter how niche the solution is, somebody else
yeah.
has got that out there. Or it's like, oh, I hadn't thought that I could be more efficient in this area. I just thought, oh, that's just what I do. So that's just part of how I have to do things. But, there's always ways
Yeah.
to improve the processes you're working on. And okay, so that is Isaac Gilmore. That's his Instagram, Isaac Gilmore, two A's, one L. And he's the owner of Mudslide Pottery Studio in Illinois.
Yep.
Okay, my person is Stephanie King. Her Instagram is Fire and Form Pottery. And I think I discovered her work from the flowers. It's like I think it's painted on,
Is it fire ampersand form or is it fire and form?
spelled out, Fire and Form Pottery. All right, can you put ampersands in? Oh, she dropped out. I wonder if she knows she dropped out. I didn't know you could put ampersands as your username. Can you do that? I was like, I hope I didn't kick her out. All right, I think
Um,
I think Becca
I
is
th
back.
I think my internet kicked me out. So, can you look that up on yours? Or like maybe I'll post it later.
Okay.
I can't
Yeah,
look it
it's
up. So that's it.
yeah.
Just tell me
Okay.
about it.
Fire and Form Pottery. And she's got it kind of reminds me of, it's like slip trailing, outlining, and then there's underglaze painting of flowers and dragonflies, and
Okay.
so you can't even look up her work on Instagram, is what you're saying.
No. But it's fine. I
There we
will
go.
post it later, and this gives you a good time to work on your verbal communication skills.
Yeah. So it looks like there's a mixture of some different clay bodies. I kind of like the speckled clay body with some of the painterly
Did you just send
designs.
me a
So
picture?
I just sent you her Instagram
Oh.
account. Um, so I
Okay.
like that because it gives it some depth to the designs. But I think I might have first saw her work from the like a
Oh.
flower painting, and yeah, they're just really nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, it says Tony and Stephanie, so I don't know if both of them work on the pottery or if it's just her, but nice looking pots. And I'm not sure where she's located, but Georgia, Georgia, somewhere in Georgia. I'm trying to remember who you see the work. Like I'm trying to piece whose work it reminds me of, and I can't remember. There was somebody at the pottery tour last year or 2 years ago that I
Oh.
bought something from that reminds me of. I want to say it's like um I can't remember her name. Becca dropped again, and she's back, maybe? Possibly?
Great. Not going on Instagram again. That was your fault.
All right. Do you re-
Back.
does her work remind you of somebody's? I was trying to remember there was somebody at Pottery Tour a couple years ago that I saw their work, and I want to say I got one of the pieces, but I can't remember the person whose work it looks like. But
It kind of reminds me of Meg Callie's.
hmm, I feel like it's more Meg's is a little tighter because it's got the
Yeah.
vinyl and stuff, but
I
the
only saw it briefly, but
yeah,
the
the
work.
painterly aspects kind of remind. I want to say it's like Kim McCartis or something, I think is her name. But Kim Marcatus. Yeah, a little bit. But I just looked her up to see what her stuff looked like. But yeah, those are our two people. So we've got Isaac Gilmore and you've got Fire Informed Pottery, Stephanie. Check those folks
Yeah.
out. Look on our Instagram account. We always share them as highlights. Becca
Go
shares them
follow
as
them, and
highlights.
hopefully these will remain as highlights because I have to remember to put them on as highlights. Or Ryan could do that, actually. They're posted, they're just not,
They might
um,
not all be highlighted.
yeah.
There's plenty to look through there. We've been doing it long enough. There's no shortage of folks to find on there. So
And you're welcome to send us ideas of people too. I
yeah,
actually
we'll take
like that.
those.
Yeah, because like I don't go on Instagram just to look at Instagram anymore very much. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's our maker of the moment.
Cool. We have 30
Onward.
minutes.
Onward.
Onward and upward.
I just unloaded a great kiln of glaze work, and we're about to fire another one. So
Bruh.
we're onward on getting those kilns back in session. They weren't out of commission, but we just gave them a little break because I think I was looking back at my calendar of how many times I fired it like 5 or 6 times in a 10-day span or something during those shows that were going crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of glaze firings, a lot of firings.
Yeah.
So they were workhorses for me. I did throw some cones in there um this time to see kind of how I'm doing on the temperature and everything. I do probably need to adjust my top temp a little bit to make sure it fires a little hotter. So I think I'm hitting more of a 5 or so. But yeah, we're kind of as the elements are getting worn a little bit more. Might need to add a little bit more time at the end of it. But yeah, pretty solid. It's working. Um, you've been working on some jewelry and everything. You've been painting some pendants and everything. Have you something's playing?
My computer just decided to be a ghost. And also Melissa called me on FaceTime and it muted out your thing. So yeah, I have been doing more jewelry and I've been using my plug and fire and it's been fantastic, especially for small things. And we use it in the studio all the time. I'm also like really itching to get another kiln, I'm not gonna lie. I we just came up with a payment plan here at the studio where we have to like pay per piece. And I was like, time to get another kiln so that I
Per
don't have to
piece.
pay
So
people.
even
Yeah,
if
but
it's
it's cheap.
earrings or something like that?
No, I mean those are done in my kiln. Those are done in the plug and fire.
Okay, I got you.
But it's pretty much so like if you brought in an earring that was a cubic inch, it would be 2 cents. So
Okay. That
yeah, it's
sounds like
two
a
cents per
nightmare to
cubic
keep
inch.
keep track of it. But
Yeah, well, they didn't want to do Google Forms, so um anyway. Uh Yeah, I just like I don't know, I'm having like Jesus Christ, Tammy. I'm having like kiln
like kiln
I
FOMO or
don't know what the
something.
word is. Yeah, like kiln FOMO. I would really like another kiln that is I mean, like the test kiln's amazing, but I can't like put a giant bowl in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm in a studio that everybody makes large things, I feel like I have to keep up.
And you're missing out if you're not challenging yourself to throw something big.
It's true.
And once you get the Warp Tour cups and everything, you'll, take a little bit less time to fire those.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to pay per piece for those, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably convince them to just let me do a shelf rate.
Mm. That would make it a little easier for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I've
especially
been
if I,
firing the two different ones, not necessarily the plug and fire, but just the ease of because especially on the bisque firings, I do change some of the holds for the preheat, not the preheat, but the first segment where I hold it at 185. I do change that every
yeah,
now and then based on how dry or whatever the pieces are. I tend to put greenware on the a warm glaze kiln or whatever to help speed up the drying so that I don't have to hold it so much on a preheat when I
yeah,
put in the bisque. But yeah, that makes it super easy and I'm confident of like, okay, I didn't mess the program up. I don't have to rotate all the way through the whole segments and all that. And I'm pretty solid about knowing which settings I have. So it's very clear like, hey, here's the program. It's the bisque program. And I'm good to go. So I'm pretty confident in that. So the Genesis controller definitely helps with that.
yeah. And everybody that I've showed, like, I literally lent my kiln to somebody, and I was like, if you need any help figuring out the controller, let me know. But it's pretty self-explanatory, and I've never had anybody be like, I don't know how to use this.
It is nice to share the program too, because I can take a quick photo of it. And instead of like
Yeah,
writing all the steps out, you can just take a photo and be like, hey, here you go. Here's what my program looks like. And it's so easy to just
yeah.
do that yourself to make sure it's you can adjust it and see the differences and everything. But yeah, that's the Genesis controller's coming on all the newest kilns. So if you get a new kiln these days, you get the Genesis controller upgrade for free. And yeah. So if you want to look at those kilns that are available, if Becca's shopping for her kiln and wants to see the cubic feet, the cubic feet inside it,
Yeah,
or
cubic feet.
wiring and all that stuff to make sure she's got all the right settings and talking with electrical person about, here's what I got to hook up, all that stuff, she can go to hotkilns.com
Hotkilns.com.
and get all those details. So thanks, LNL, and we're ready for the topic of the day.
I forgot it.
The topic of the day is brought to you by ChatGPT.
Oh yeah. What is it?
because because I was doing a little experimenting. So the question is, how do you know when it's time to scale back, pivot, or even close a business for sustainability's
Oh
sake?
right.
And I read off a number of these topics to Becca. I already filtered them down based on what I was thinking, but she was like, "Ooh, that one sounds interesting. Let's talk about that one."
Yeah.
Because you kind of mentioned, we always talk about starting a business, getting it going. We never talk about kind of the opposite end of that, which is how do you know when to close a business?
Yeah. When do you say when?
Yeah, when is when. And I feel like you have some experience in this with having the studio in Monroe. So you've kind of gone through some of this process and had to make those decisions. And we were kind of talking about it. Some of it's a slow burn. It's not a overnight thing where something traumatic happens and you kind of make that switch immediately, but
Right.
some of it takes some time and
But maybe we
um,
can talk about what we think maybe some like signs are. Like there's got to be like financial signs that you see, probably physical, mental signs that you see. I think
hmm
that like once you start dreading coming into work, you should maybe consider what that means.
hmm
Yeah, and
and that
also
and that level of tolerance because I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, you did say that you were like, I hate this when you were kind of in that mix at the studio, but I'm curious if there's a certain level of, oh, this is just this is just a bad day, or this is just, you have to have the bad days and say, am I willing to go through how many bad days do I have in the mix of a week or a month?
Yeah.
Am I
And
having more
also,
bad days than good days?
right.
What makes me
y-
feel like that when I'm going into work that day?
Yes. And this fucking cat. Okay. Um, yeah, I think that
Is that the same cat that just walked across the same way? Or is that a different cat?
no, that was Tammy.
Damn.
Fucking Tammy. Lloyd 2.0. Um, maybe worse. So okay.
Oh, it grabbed right into your shoulder.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I think that this is like a really good time to talk about breaks and rest. Um, Mostly because like the only reason I figured out that I couldn't do it anymore was because COVID made me rest.
Yeah,
Like
it forced you to shut down.
yeah, it forced me to shut down and I like was sitting in my friend's driveway and I was like, "Holy shit, I hate this." Like, I don't want to go back. I hate doing this. I'm only chasing money. Like, So I think that that's like a really, if you are feeling dread, you need to make yourself take a vacation. And that vacation will
Does
probably
this
tell you
apply
a lot.
specifically to people doing it full time, or how would you,
No.
or like, how would you determine like, because I feel like there's less risk stepping back from it if it's not your full time thing. So it's like, yeah, just take the time you need.
Yeah, take the time you fucking
Um,
need. And when you're done with that time, if you're like, I don't want to go back, that's telling you something.
hmm
Because if you don't want to go back after a certain amount of time, then you hate it more than you probably think you do. And like, I don't know, I think as a society, we idolize like working so much that nobody ever takes the breaks that they need. And when they do, it's too late. And then you're fucking in a goddamn hole owing 50 grand and shit out of luck.
so how do you like prevent yourself from getting to that point? Is it just more because you could say, oh, well, you need to take more breaks so that you don't get to that point. Or it's kind of like how do you avoid burnout? How do you keep
Right.
your, financial stability of the business? Um, some of that from the financial side, you mentioned the financial earlier. I was like, well, first off, you need to know your financials. You need to know the numbers of
Mm,
how much money are you making? How much money are you spending at a base level? Are you making a
base.
profit or are you not? If you're not making a
Yeah.
profit, you probably can't pay yourself and you're just kind of
And if you're not
you're
paying
kind of
yourself, you're not doing it right.
and you're probably not going to be happy doing the thing if you're not able to pay yourself, because what are you doing this for if you can't at least pay yourself, give yourself a pat on the back and like you earned the money that you're making. And if you're just playing catch up, selling the thing so that you can cover yourself to keep making it, like, I mean, if you're trying to do this for a business, obviously you need to be, paying yourself, or else what makes you incentivized to go in there? Obviously
Right.
people are incentivized by different things, but like if you can at least cover your own needs.
Yeah, like I
Um,
used to have a friend that did pottery with me, and her only goal was to pay for her car insurance, right? That was it. Make enough money, pay for the car insurance and her studio membership, I should say. And I think,
break even plus car insurance.
right. And I think that that's like, we kind of have lost that. Like, what's your
hmm
goal? Like, do you have a goal? Uh,
Hmm.
is this a hobby that turned into a job that turned into a nightmare? Is it a hobby that turned into a job that turned into something else you have to do that may not be a nightmare, but it's just like, okay, you know?
It's another responsibility, like it's your other baby or your, you know.
Yeah, like, do you need a like maybe maybe we all need to like reevaluate, and decide if this is something we want, And
Hmm.
I think that's super healthy. Maybe like mark on a calendar a reevaluation day. Am I still following the goals that I meant to follow when I started? Am I
Hmm.
still doing this because of like why I started? You know? There's no harm in that, and there's no harm in the answer being no, right?
And I think a lot of the goals that we tend to talk about are very numbers focused, financial focused. How much are you growing? It's not always the more the less measurable ones, like what kind of life do you want to be living?
Yeah.
Is that like that should be your North Star goal? What kind of life
That
do
should be
you
number
picture
one.
yourself living? And are you working toward that goal, or does the thing that you're doing in this time take you away from that?
Yeah.
Are you spending time doing things that are not the life that you want to be living? Like, am I feeling like a robot because I'm fulfilling things that other people want me to do because there's money there to get me to do it, but it's not really fulfilling. Like, do I want to be teaching or do I want to be, doing um like the woman you're talking about, do I want to be able to pay for my car insurance so that I feel like I'm in a good spot where I'm in a good mindset of like that's what I'm shooting for
Yeah.
rather than or I want to feel like I'm creative to be able to make the things I like making. Like that could be the more fulfilling goal that you have rather than what do I need to do to get there that are more
Yeah.
financial specific, but
And like we do this every year, me and Ryan do. Just via podcast. We do an end of the year recap and we do an beginning of the year look forward to, essentially. And
hmm
you know, small businesses, modern small businesses, I would venture to say have very zero ideas what a business plan looks like an actual business plan, you know? And I don't think that business plans are necessarily always needed, but there's a lot of value in them because they give you a look at what you want to happen and what has happened and what is happening,
hmm
and that kind of and if you haven't done a business plan and you don't plan to do a business plan, then you have no idea like where you are and if you need to quit or if you need to continue.
Yeah,
I
nobody's
mean,
gonna prompt you to go through those details. A lot of this is gonna be self-motivated. So if you want to go and do like nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, you've got to meet with me 3 times
yeah.
this year." And one of my goals for you is to fill out this business plan or this business progress report, like you do a quarterly report or something that says, "How are you trending on these goals that you set? Are
How's your
you
budget?
doing well? Are you not? How much money are you profiting?
Yeah.
How much money have you spent?" Um,
Something I really like about Speedball actually is that they put up all of their like budgets. And when I mean by budgets is their like projected budget of what they want to sell for the year and if they're meeting that budget or not, like for all the employees to see as they like walk through the halls. And I think that that is just a reminder to me that like big businesses have to plan. There's
yeah,
always a plan. It's not, nah, we'll just see how it goes.
yeah,
That's not business.
yeah, yeah. If you don't have a educated
Guess.
plan for, educated guess sounds a little too flighty, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you need something to work off of. That's why I like when I do my bookkeeping stuff, I look at what I did last year. Like, what was my best
Yeah,
month last year? Where am I at trending versus last year? Did I sell more this month than I did last year at this time? And then cumulatively for the whole year, am I selling above or below where I'm at revenue wise for last year?
right.
Um, and I think I just intuitively kind of went there with it because I'm interested in that stuff. But
Right.
I wouldn't say it comes naturally to a lot of folks
No.
unless you have a business coach or somebody that's kind of getting that out of you to, say, hey, this is important. You need to know this stuff. I mean, if you want to have a
Yeah.
long-term successful business, I think you need to know that stuff. If you don't care that much about it and you're just like, I want to, cover my expenses and I want to keep enjoying doing what I'm doing, and maybe that's like, oh, well, that, spending time doing that is taking away from the thing I like doing. But if you don't spend your time doing that, it's probably not going to allow you to keep doing what you like doing for a longer period of time.
Business is pain.
So there was something
Wait.
about, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna also say no, actually, continue. We'll do it later.
Oh, I was
Truly.
going to say there's a podcast I was listening to yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was like it was a Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you ever listened to that, but there's a lot of good chats
Oh
with
no, but
different
you
different
told me
people
to
on there.
listen to it.
Well, it was a chat with like entrepreneurs and stuff, and one of the guys was talking about passion, and his definition for it was a little different. I feel like we've kind of talked about passion and stuff before, but
Yeah.
he was kind of defining it as being willing to suffer, not
Mm.
necessarily are you getting joy from it. So are you willing to have the delayed gratification? And if you were, if there was like a objective third party looking at your behavior, would they agree that it looks like you seem to be willing to push through difficult times to make it work? It's kind of like rather than how much do you like doing it, it's like, is it something you're willing to suffer for and like keep going and keep pursuing that? And I think that was, it's kind of like you're saying the
Oh,
business is hard. Like, are you willing to go through the business side that may not be as natural and as comfortable
right.
and make it work so that you can keep doing the creative stuff that maybe you are get more enjoyment from?
All I see in my head when you say passion, um, and suffer is Passion of the Christ.
I did not get that when I said it, but or I was thinking of it, but I can see how you could.
Well, I was just like, okay, we're not even talking about religion at this point. We're talking about actual history, but but Jesus was an actual historical figure. There's books other than the Bible that have him in it. And but regardless of like your religious beliefs, he did die for something that he was passionate about. And he was willing to go like all the way to that step to do that. Now, so anyway, I think it's
I don't
actually
think we
kind of
need to get that
applicable.
extreme with what
But
we mean by
I don't
suffer,
think you
but
should die. I don't think you
I
should
think
die
he,
for your business.
yeah, I think you, yeah.
But I do think that it like kind of I think you have to find like a balance, right? Because if you go so far, I don't think when he says suffer, he probably means something that we don't mean because fucking CEOs are fucking psychopaths
Well,
and they're
so
crazy.
some of that could be as simple as are you willing to work long hours on some nights because you need to get a project done, or are you
Yeah,
willing
but that you can
to?
like take that way too far, right? Because
I get
then it
it, but
becomes not healthy.
I mean, are you willing to go to shows and make no money
Right.
with the intent of I'm gonna go through some shitty shows while I figure out what shows work for me. I'm gonna go
Okay,
through some shows where I barely make my booth fee so that I can understand how to talk to customers about my work.
yeah, but let's bring it down to like the base level. Okay? What's your passion? Your passion is pottery. Okay. You need to suffer in order to have a business. Suffering to you means doing your books. That's the bare fucking minimum. Okay?
Yeah, to some people, they don't want to go into the numbers and like the
They don't want to
business
do the
side of it
numbers.
is
So,
suffering, you know.
and that's not working longer hours, that's not anything like that. It is purely just you have to do some stuff that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's like you can still have an extremely healthy, like not stressful business by doing your books on time monthly, right? That doesn't mean you have to work extra hours. You can still, like, if you're a Heidi Fehrenbacher, you can still have 10 breaks and get off of work at 5, right? Like,
Do you
that's,
think do, do you think people can get to that point where they can know that they don't need to work those hours without having gone through doing that to some extent at some point
no, I
in their
think you do have
career?
to kind of like burn yourself out a little
See,
bit.
I think you have to push yourself or else you're not going to know what your limits are or what it's going to take to actually, you know, show up to a show with enough work so that you can sell it and do like if you say, "Oh, well, I'm trying to be reasonable with my time. It's not worth it to do that because I'm going to hurt myself."
Yeah,
But you do it with the intention of this is temporary. I'm going to do it temporarily to get through
yeah,
this project or over this hurdle. I don't say you have to do it every week or every night or be in the studio till 1 a.m. every day. It's just, hey, am I willing to do these things temporarily when I need to?
right. Your
That's
priorities
kind of
just
what
have to
I'm
be in the
talking
right place.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. Also, I
Because
was
you've
gonna
went through that.
say,
Heidi's went through that. If
yeah,
you're able to say that because you're on the other side of it. But if you say you should never do that because it's going to burn you, like I feel like
yeah, you're
not
fair. That's
really
fair.
know you don't really know what your limits are, I would say.
That's fair. Also, something that somebody said to me at work that I feel is very applicable to this conversation. There is no such thing as an art emergency.
In relation to what a customer needing to buy work because it's an emergency, they need artwork right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but also just like pushing yourself to the brink of like being toxic in your business
Mm,
because everything has to be done 10 days ago, even though
mm,
the order came in today. You
mm.
know, there is no such thing as an art emergency. There are no lives on the line for your pottery. Nobody's dying. You know, you're not a fucking ER nurse. Like,
That's true. Yeah,
so
that's true.
put in like you can still kick it and work really hard, but you can also put in boundaries and you can, you can make decisions if you need to ship your piece in 2 to 5 days instead of 1 to 3 days, ship
Mm,
your fucking piece in 2 to 5 days.
that's true.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you don't have to, nobody's dying. And I think that,
that's true. Yeah,
yeah,
I was
like
I
we're
was
not Amazon.
yeah, I was kind of when you were talking about that, I was gonna ask, what about like saying you're going to fulfill an order in 6 to 8 weeks and you're pushing 8 weeks? Like, do you say, oh, well, it's not going to be a problem because like it's not that big of a deal if I miss my deadline? How much do you push yourself to meet the deadline that you set
No, you write a fucking email and say, I'm so sorry.
versus I need to take another 2 weeks because I didn't realize that other priorities were going to take up my time?
Yeah, and you
Because
do
some of
that.
that is being reasonable with be realistic about what it's actually going to take, knowing
Mm-hmm.
that something can come up and will come up, whether it's a business thing or your kiln goes out. I feel like saying, oh, well, my kiln went out at the exact wrong time. Like sometimes that can be like, okay,
Yeah, like, come on. Like, everybody knows your kiln is gonna go out in the middle of Christmas, okay? Everybody fucking knows.
yeah.
Because it always goes out in the middle of Christmas. Like, have your elements handy, prepare for the time, and if something is even more crazy, then
Yeah, I think
celebrate Christmas
communication
10
is
days
key with this
later.
kind of stuff. Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is where I'm at with your order. So if it, I guess, yeah, I'm just trying to I guess some of that comes with understanding how much time it's actually going to take. to do
Yeah.
something and what you've done in the past, how quickly you've delivered in the past, and was it because you actually had stock ready and you didn't have other shows, or how are you going to make this work when you've got other commitments going on? Like you got a
Yeah.
vacation in 3 weeks and you've got, a show that's coming up next week. How do you plan for, oh, I've got a commission order that I've also got to finish? How are you
Right.
going to make that work? And what do you tell them? Do you tell them it's going to take 8 to 10 weeks, or do you tell them 6 to 8 weeks with you're likely going to push that to 8 to 10 weeks, but you don't
Yeah,
want
I
to
think
say that.
open communication is key. Okay, if I was sending an email and I had a client that was like, "Hey, when can I expect this?" And I knew that it was going to take however many. I was like, I'm gonna try to do it in 8 to 10 weeks. No, sorry, 6 to 8 weeks. I'm gonna try and do it in 6 to 8 weeks. How I would specify it in the email, and this might be wrong, but this is just how I would do it, is I would say, "Hi, my Lala," like, okay, I probably wouldn't say that, but I would say like, "Thanks for, I'm sending this off," and I would my goal for sending this is September 12th. I would love to reach that goal, and I will know sooner. I will know like closer to that date if that goal is going to be met or not. If a technical issue or anything comes along, I will email you by this date telling you when the pickup
Hmm.
date will be, you know?
Yeah. Right.
Like be open. Like we're not like I said, we're not fucking we're
Hmm.
humans. We're not
Yeah.
we're not Amazon and they never get anything on time anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I would hate for it to be like, oh, I'm going to be in 6 to 8 weeks, and then stuff comes up and they email you at week 6 and you're 50% of the way there and it's going to take you another 4 weeks. Like,
yeah.
ugh.
But also, that should be the only time you do that.
Yeah.
Like we need to hold ourselves accountable for our realistic expectations. Like
Some of
the
that
next
comes with
time,
just experience of knowing how long it actually takes to
yeah,
do stuff. Like how much time you can, like what can I realistically get done in 3 hours in the studio? Like if you can actually think about it and you're documenting, well, I've been documenting this year, but if you don't really know what you've actually got accomplished in that time, then you don't really get a sense of how much time it actually takes you to do stuff if you don't
right.
think about it.
Yeah. But also, like, the more you send that email out, the more you get a reputation for being late, the more you get a reputation for not holding to what you say. Like, and if that continues to happen, then you need to start reevaluating what is happening. And, like, that might be a sign, that might be your fucking pot boiling over, you know?
Hmm.
Like, if that's happening, then you either need to get help or you need to maybe stop or cut back. Like,
Yeah, it might be saying no to orders because you need to do it for
yeah,
your own sanity and, sustainability. Like maybe it's not sustainable to be doing so many things. You need to
yeah.
say no for your own sake so that you can keep everything else that you have committed to a certain standard.
Yeah. And if your stuff is like, let's say you for some reason hit it big and everything you have is in demand. I was listening to something at one point. I don't remember what they were like, never put your shop on vacation mode.
Mm.
Just increase the time. If it's 7 weeks for you to finish something and then you have to put it up to 7 months, that's better than being like, peace out, home skillets. I need a fucking break. Like, but at least there's an
Maybe that's
expectation.
maybe that's overwhelming for some people though. If they put the pre-order or they put the order on there and it's 7 to 10 weeks, then they're building their backlog of, but some of
Yeah.
it's like make hay while the sun's shining or whatever. Like you need to take
Yeah.
advantage while the attention's there because you won't necessarily you can't guarantee that that's always going to be there. So some of that's like when the
Yeah.
opportunity strikes, do you take the challenge on, or do you fold from the pressure?
Yeah.
So you mentioned like I mean we're kind of at time for what you were talking about, but like you mentioned closing, like what actually made you it seemed like it was kind of an emotional feeling of like this is where I'm feeling emotionally with it. Was the financial side of it a big
No,
part,
it was
like
nothing
fit, was it
financial.
50-50 or was it?
No. I think that had I stayed financially, I would have been extremely successful. Um, because the paint your own pot was just getting like to hold its own. So it was not financial. Like the
Hmm.
week before, I had one of the best weeks I've ever had, you know? So, no, for me, it was more like what's healthy. Like at the time, I don't know if people really remember that time. We were
That,
recording podcasts at the time, so you can kind of go back and listen, but at the time, I it was like March of 2020, and I don't think that I really talked about it much, but I was like going home and literally collapsing into my bed and not being able to move for the rest of the night because my joints hurt, my bones hurt. I have fibromyalgia or something, and I was massively depressed. And like my body could not handle it, like
and was that
physically.
while you were still at you're sleeping at the
Yeah.
studio too? So it was like you couldn't leave.
No, I
Okay,
think I
you
was
did have the
sleeping at
apartment.
the office. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say some of that is like you can't leave it because you're just in the studio. It's like this is my
Yeah.
place. So what would it mean to leave this? Because this is
Yeah.
every day. I'm here.
Yeah. And
Like
and
it's
and well, and then yeah, and that's why I say breaks are so important because once you do leave, then you can get like an outside perspective look and you're like, "Oh shit." Like,
yeah,
because that didn't happen until I was house sitting and I was like, "Fuck." Because even when I was at the office, I was still like it's kind of like a weird situation. So, but yeah, when I was in like somebody's house with like a TV and time to think and a kitchen, it was like, oh,
you're
fuck
like
me.
you're like what could this be like? Or ooh,
Yeah.
what do I do with my time when I don't have to be there?
Yeah.
And then your brain is free to
Yeah. But then
to
you
actually
sink into like a
think.
deeper depression. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like, I actually think that we should continue this conversation, but not now because I
Need to get a shower before they close.
need to shower before they close. But maybe we did not schedule enough time for this, so we'll probably be canceling the podcast after 6 years. And no, no. Um,
I can't believe they could back like that was 5.5 years ago when we recorded that.
mhm,
You were in the thick of that. Or was that 4.5 years ago?
mhm.
I guess 4.5 now. But
No, it's
yeah.
5.
Well, I'm saying back to
No,
March
four and a half,
March
4.5. Yeah,
2020.
March
Yeah.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah, you can listen through that. There's some interesting times. Interesting times.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was like March 25th was the day we closed. And I think I decided on like March, fuck, I don't know, like March 30th, maybe
Hmm.
April 1st, April 2nd. And I
Hmm.
like texted Andrew and I was like, I can't do this. And he goes, I said, I'm closing the shop. And then he goes, give me a date.
Because he
Pick a
had stuff in
date.
there. He was dependent. Yeah, he was dependent on
Well,
you in
he
that
was
space
like,
as well.
he basically was like, don't do this now. Like, you need to plan this. This is not just you can't run away right now.
Yeah,
You
this
need
isn't,
to,
hey, we're closed officially, and then
yeah,
you
yeah. This is not
get,
a decision just about you. So, yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because I had just gone to Rebecca Graves and we were joking about how she needed a production potter. And then I came back and I was like, fuck. Yeah.
You're like, I could throw for somebody else and they can take care of all the other stuff and I can get paid to
Mm-hmm.
throw. What would that life be like?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, this yeah, being an artist, there's no like or a small business like especially a solopreneur, there's no blueprint for exactly what has to be done and what is possible too. There's so many options like I'm sure some people out there are potters and stuff, and maybe they throw bisqueware for somebody, and that's a segment of their business, and they like throwing, and it's not necessarily they're making wholesale work, but they're making work to give them bisqueware, and they're helping fulfill their business needs without even like, working at their studio. They're just throwing stuff, or they go teach some place a day a week, or I think it's nice that we can diversify the ways in which we can feel fulfilled in what we want to spend our time doing. And I think there's always an audience out there for
Yeah.
like that's the great thing about social media. I mean, it opens you up to so many audiences of folks that like the jobs are so open for what is possible. And
Yeah.
you can kind of create your own path. Like who would have thought that talking on a audio recording would allow us to make a certain amount of money that people would pay us to talk about their businesses so that we can keep doing this and also like share knowledge and talk to people and give us a certain level of like credibility to
Not us.
want to be, asked to talk at presentations or conferences or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have thought I would do that. I didn't think I've had that much to say, but
Mm-mm.
you know,
I think we're running out of things to say. But
that's why I'm going to ChatGPT for some ideas.
uh, but yeah, like, yeah, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. And also, you can always take a break. You can always take a break. Look at how many fucking breaks I've taken.
Hmm.
Like, has it been hard to like grow back? Sure.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
it,
it's probably healthy to be like, if I take a break, somebody else is going to continue pursuing and doing better and better. There's some people you follow and you probably don't know that much about them, but you see them and then you see they fall off and you don't see them for a while. They're doing their own thing. They're living their life. They're doing their thing. They're taking a break.
yeah,
It's fine. They can pick back up if they want to pick back up. But some people you don't
yeah,
see pick back up, and that's fine. That means that was a
yeah,
phase of their life. They were doing that. If they want to pick it back up and bring it back, they can. But
yeah.
you know, the world doesn't
Can
stop
we,
because you
yeah,
take a break. You can take that break and you'll probably come back stronger when you'll spend your time doing the things you want to be doing when you do come back, if you do come back. So
yeah. Can we
now we're
part
talking
to
about
this?
yeah, let's do that. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks, Becca.
Yeah,
And we'll catch y'all next time.
yeah. I'm excited because I feel like this talk has been pretty good actually.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't
All
really
right.
talk about the topic, but we did a little.
We did some.
Yeah.
We
Anyway,
did some.
okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to another episode of Wheel Talk. This podcast is made possible through the contributions of all of our listeners who always ask us great questions, leave us reviews, and contact with us through social media. Thanks to all the fellow makers as well who take time to be interviewed and share about their lives and businesses.
And thank you to Ashley from Boldover Ceramics and Lindy from Lindy Garner Ceramics for their assistance on the Whale Talk Podcast Instagram. You are invaluable. Thank you to everybody.